Yeah, we're gonna go over to power rankings. Here's the updated power rankings. After week 4, going into week 5, and then we got a bonus here. Adams did request a trade. We got some teams right there that he could possibly go to. Where do y'all think he's gonna go? And any comments about the power rankings?
Well, I can tell you he's not going to the Cowboys.
Why not?
Because they got CeeDee Lamb, and already if CeeDee Lamb's getting frustrated with Dak, then what makes you think that Devontae Adams isn't going to get frustrated with Dak?
Devontae needs to come to the Steelers, baby.
The Packers, I mean, I feel like he's already been there, done that.
Yep. Different quarterback,
now,
though.
the thing about if he goes to Green Bay, the Raiders need to have Jordan Reed in that trade, and Romeo Doubs, and at least a 3rd-round pick.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? Because the Raiders don't want Christian Watson. He's injured again. Jaden Reed's the guy with the most upside. And he's proven to be a number 1.
I can see that. I mean, I really want him to go to the Steelers because the Steelers really need a wide receiver.
Yeah, but
I don't
think it's going to work because of Justin Fields. I just think he might get frustrated. It could.
This is the only place
I think you got to throw at Pickens. You got to get rid of Pickens, Gavin. You got to get rid of him. I mean,
he cost us the game last week.
And he cost me some coin too. That turnover he did. That turnover he did was icing on the cake, psychologically for the Steelers.
If he goes to Buffalo, he'll win.
The thing about Josh Allen is that he doesn't want to have a receiver with a big personality. Now, Devontae Adams doesn't necessarily have a big personality, but you know how the whole Stephon Diggs, how he felt like he needed to constantly get him the ball. I feel like that might be another thing with having Devontae Adams, that he's going to feel like he really needs to get the ball all the time, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if Josh Allen really look at it and be like, well, even though Diggs always wanted the ball, I mean, I was at my best with Diggs.
True.
So the Bills can win games, but they're not going to be able to win the game without that receiver, in my opinion.
They need a number 1
because
receiver.
Especially the way they underutilized Dalton Kincaid. And, I mean, Coleman hasn't seemed to be doing. I mean, he's just not seemed to be it right now.
Yeah,
and then
I don't see him.
Shakur guy, no disrespect, but he's not the guy.
Well,
he's like a number 2, man. They're trying to make him number 1. He's not a number 1. And the Jets, conflict of interest. I don't see it working out because here's the thing. You got Garrett Wilson. He wants to be the guy. Lazard, I mean, it's
but
whatever
he
with
has that chemistry.
him. Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers
is old.
Yeah, probably only going to be playing 3 more years. Devontae Adams is going to be getting older. Not to mention that division's going to be getting better because Buffalo's going to get better. The Dolphins are going to get better. Patriots are going to stink for a while.
So what you see him in Denver? I don't see Denver up here, but Denver could be an option.
I think the best option.
I want that to happen, but
he could go to Pittsburgh, either Pittsburgh or KC.
I seen Patriots. I seen somebody mention the Patriots.
He would hate the Patriots.
What with Gerard Mayo?
Or
this is a new Patriots. Not Bill Belichick. It's Gerard Mayo. Patriots.
We don't need him. Giants don't need him.
But let me take us off screen so we can take a look at the power rankings. Any surprising moves here? The Steelers dropped 1 spot because they barely lost.
The Bills
at
5. I don't think the Bills should be at 5.
What should it be at?
No, they dropped.
Because for one,
they dropped 3 spots.
I'm just disappointed in the Bills. I mean, that was just a pathetic performance. I mean, you got to play better. I mean, I understand that they're the underdog, but you have to be more competitive than that, especially on prime time. Sure. And to me, it just seemed like the Bills.
Texans not slide
and it seems like the Bills have just played to their level of competition, just like the Texans.
True. And
I don't think they played good enough to be safe.
I think the 49ers should be ahead of the Bills.
Let's see who else.
I think the 49ers could beat the Bills right now.
The Panthers are ahead of the Giants. That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that would happen. I thought the Giants was at least a little better than. I mean, they got Dalton. Dalton is balling out.
They got the Redskins at 9.
Quarterback.
Yeah, the Commanders should be ahead. The Commanders can beat the Bills.
I think
why are the Eagles not at like 23?
Because we good. We got injuries. They buying us out because of injuries. But
the Eagles are a good team, man. It's just
the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are better than the Broncos. I could say that. I think the Cardinals are way better than the Colts. I think a lot of teams are better than the Colts. I don't know how did the Colts move up 3? That's what I want to know.
Gavin, I don't need Joe Flacco doing that to y'all.
Man, we weren't prepared for a quarterback to be throwing that game. Well, Richardson can't throw, so that's what we were kind of prepared to stop. And then you get Flacco in there, who's a dimer, and we were all messed up. And then
that was their Super Bowl win, dude.
Then the Bears move up 4 spots. That's wild.
And then turnovers, and then you know what? They didn't call a single holding call on Watt the whole game. I mean, as far as the the O line holding him. He was getting held the whole game.
Steelers still should have won that game, dude.
But Watt's been killing it. He's been getting like a sack a game, and even if he doesn't get a sack, he gets penalties. And they weren't. They were just like horse collaring him and tackling him, and it was no calls. So, I mean, the refs have been hating the Steelers all year. Even the games when they won, they should have scored more points, but it was always some random call that gets a touchdown call back or a big play call back. And then in this past game, it was really no different. So I don't know what's up with the refs hating on the Steelers, but it's been pretty biased in the games that I've seen that the other team always gets the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I watched this game, and I still think the Steelers should have won. And then
they should have won regardless.
Saints at 12. I think the Seahawks should be ahead of the Saints for sure. And the Packers.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The Saints should be ahead. What?
The Saints?
Yeah, the Saints should be ahead of the Packers. I think the Saints should be ahead of the Saints.
Yeah.
I think the Saints are better than the Seahawks. And
I think the Vikings are better than the Ravens.
The Bengals should be at like 25.
I mean, no. I mean, T. Higgins just came
back.
back.
Seahawks should be at least.
They just lost.
It doesn't matter. It should be at 10.
They still play good.
It should be at 10 at least.
I guess.
It's like the Ravens.
Actually,
they hadn't even won a game, but we're moving up in the rankings earlier.
They
2-2.
I think the Seahawks could possibly beat the Commanders.
Yeah, I got that.
You think who?
Seahawks beat Commanders.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes. But speaking of big game picks, we got to get into it's here. You've been asking for it.
What they want
They want the logo.